privileges. So for this exercise, we are going to use our AlmaLinux 9 virtual machine. Okay, let me put this on full screen. Okay, so we are already logged in to our AlmaLinux virtual machine. So all we need to do is to create user accounts for three users. That's Lionel, Kathleen, and Maggie. So we're going to open our terminal, make this large. Okay, our terminal is open. So all we need to do right now is to start by the sudo command. Sudo user add. Let's start with Lionel. We're going to input our password. So we're going to continue with sudo user add Caitlin. Sudo user add Maggie. So now we have created our three users successfully, but now these our users don't have password. Let's assign passwords to these users. Sudo password Lionel. We'll assign the password to Lionel. For verification purposes, we type the password. Okay, all authentication tokens updated successfully for Lionel. We'll do the same for Caitlin. Sudo password Caitlin. So we input the password for this user account and we type for verification. Perfect. We do the same for Maggie. Put in a password. We type for verification. Perfect. So now all we need to do is that we're going to open vsudo and assign some privileges to these users. So vsudo, to open vsudo, we're going to use the command sudo vsudo. Okay, sudo vsudo. Now we'll find the storage command alias and remove the comment symbol from in front of it. So we're looking for the storage command alias. This is it. Yes, storage command alias. What we need to do is remove the hash symbol in front of it. So I press I to be able to edit, and yes, it is being done. Now we need to add the privileges, the line of privileges for each user to the end of the file. I'll make sure that we use the tab key to be able to perfectly space out the privileges. So let's take this. Let's start with Lionel. We use the tab key. All as well. We use the tab key again. We move now to Caitlin. We use our tab key. All equals to all in brackets, use our tab key again, backslash user backslash bin backslash system control status sshd. We move now to Maggie. We assign the privileges to Maggie, use our tab key, proper spacing, all is equals to all, use our tab key, storage. So we save the file, and to save in vsudo we press escape, we put column wcure, and we have saved perfectly. Let me clear this, proper visibility. So now we're going to use the switch user command to be able to verify the privileges we have inputted for each and every user. So the privileges that we inputted, we saw that for Lionel has all the privileges, where Caitlin has the privilege to access the SSHD, and for Maggie she has the privilege to access just the storage. So let's use the switch user command to log into the different user accounts. First we'll log into Lionel's account and verify that he has full sudo privileges. Then that will be done by running several root level commands. So let's start with Lionel. Switch user space dash Lionel. We input the password for Lionel. Perfect. You can see from the username now we are inputted as Lionel. So we'll try the sudo command, and it works. We input the password, we can access as root from Lionel. So we exit. We're going to try accessing the SSHD command, system control status SSHD. We can see you can access the SSHD command as well as the directory. Shows us the directory. We're going to perform again this command to check the space, our storage of our virtual machine, and the command works. So we can exit and clear this for proper visibility. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to move to Kathleen. We're going to log in as Kathleen and try to run some root level commands and see what happens. So we're going to switch user Kathleen. We input the password, input the password. You can clearly see that we can't access Kathleen. Let's try again to see if we didn't miss password. Oh, we can access Kathleen. That was a mistake from my own side. I didn't input the password right. So now verify sudo privileges. Okay. Sorry, the user Kathleen is not allowed to execute the bin su as root. That's because we have assigned the privilege just to access the directory of the SSHD. So we are going to do sudo system control status sshd are required for a password. Password has been inputted. You can access the sshd command as well as its directory. Now let's play a little bit with this. Let's try to restart this. Restart. You can see that the user is not allowed to execute the bin system restart sshd as root. That's because the command we gave Kathleen is just to access the system-ctr status. So let's try to check the space of the virtual machine. Let's see if Kathleen has the possibility to do that. Sudo fdisk space /l. Sorry, user Kathleen is not allowed to execute the sbin /fdisk/s as root. So that means our rule applied, our privilege applied. So let's try to verify. We'll verify for Lionel, verify for Kathleen. Let's verify for Maggie. Let's verify for Maggie. Switch user Maggie. Excuse me, I put capital M. Maggie. Now we are prompted to input Maggie's password, which we are going to do. That has been done. You can see we have switched to Maggie. So we're going to run a couple of commands to see what if the privileges have worked, the privileges that we inputted. You have password for authentication. Sorry, the user Maggie is not allowed to execute the bin/su as root on this machine. So let's try to restart this SSHD. So let's see what we got. SSHD authentication required. That's been done. We got an error message. Sorry, user Maggie is not allowed to execute the /bin/system ctr status sshd as root. Let's try to see if we have the right to access the restart. Authentication. It still tells us the same. Well, let's see if we can access the disk space. Check the disk space. Password. Perfect. We can check the disk space. That means we have successfully set privileges, or yes, we have successfully created some users and assigned them different level of privileges. So we can say that we are done with lab 1, but for more clarity and more precision, you are free to set more users, and you are free to set more users for this lab by setting them up in user aliases or Linux groups. So it's all left to you and to perform more, to get more acquainted, So now we are done with lab 1. We can move to lab 2. Lab 2